Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 17 Fantasy Football Advice, otherwise known as the Championship Round Fantasy Football Advice. Hopefully, guys made it to the championship round. If you did, it's because of us and our great advice. And if you didn't, you weren't listening to our advice the whole time. So, what we're going to talk about today is how Justin did in round 2 of the fantasy football playoffs, and then we're going to finish off the video with a stardom, a sit-em, and a pick'em. So, with that being said, Justin, how are we doing today?
Horrible. You have to bring up a painful memory.
Of what? What happened? What happened in round 2? I don't know.
Just show the people, man. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
When we show the people.
Just show them.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I guess I can, because if I don't, then I don't know what we're going to talk about. So, what went down, man? What went down?
So because Steve didn't tell me to start Amari Cooper, he had 51 points on my bench.
Wait. Where? Amari Cooper? Oh.
He had 51 points on my bench.
Oh, how many points?
51.
And a half. 51 and a half.
I know. And I started that bum Jalen Waddle, and he got hurt. He just blows, man. He blows. He sucks. That's this week. I played for third place. I left by literally 0.7 points. I just needed my kicker to make one extra point. And he gets hurt. One more extra point. I could have won. It's that simple. Oh, man. No,
I forgot your kicker got hurt.
He got hurt. That could have done something better. My team. They played great. Brees Hall had 43. Puka had 33. I'm not mad with the way I went out. I went out with a bang. I kept it close. Sitting, Mark Cooper does sting. I thought Houston had better, would have honed in on him maybe a little bit more, give him problems, Flacco problems. It wasn't the case. I should have maybe started Ravens defense. I was just thinking that matchup wasn't very advantageous for him, but he gave him a solid 12. Put it up. Not that the Bills defense did bad for me, but they got 7. But yeah, no, I thought it was a great game. Like Mark's receivers, the guy I played, he has great receivers. You got Evans and Lamb and all those guys playing there, and Jahmyr Gibbs popped off. That hurt me, and Russell Wilson came to life in that second half. That also hurt. So yeah, shout out to Mark. He going in the championship game. I lost in heartbreaking fashion, but I like how I put up 150. This is my second time putting up 150 plus and still losing. And the guy I lost to in that one is the guy who's playing the championship. So I concede there are 2 really good teams in the championship. But I'm playing for third. It's all right. It's all good. It's out of my control, man. Nothing I could do. Just got to play the best guys every week in it. Sometimes you get them right. Sometimes you don't. It's just what happens. But shout out to Mark. It was a great game, though.
Indeed, it was. It went down to the wire. You lost by 0.7. You could have started some better players, but I would have made the same decisions that you did for your starting lineup. I would have started Waddle over Amari Cooper. I would have started the Bills defense because of that Ravens matchup with the Niners. So, like, you did everything like that you're supposed to do. It's just your players didn't come out and play, and your bench is like, hey, I'll just pop off. Amari Cooper, 51. And the Ravens defense actually had a hell of a game. So you got to give those guys some credit on the bench. But it was a crazy matchup. Lost by 0.7. Playing for third. Playing for your money back. So, at least you're going to potentially win some money. And it'll be your money back. So you didn't lose out, right? So there is that.
That's true.
But yeah, congrats to Mark. He's moving on. We'll show you that matchup on our next video. We'll recap the fantasy championship in our league, and we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll have Mark on for the video, so look out for that one. I haven't told him about it yet, so he's probably watching this right now. He's like, I'm going to be on the next episode. Yes, you are. So you just have to be. Maybe I'll put on the champion if the champion is not Mark. I'll put the champion on the video. We'll see. We'll talk about it. But all in all, it was a close game, and Justin's playing for third, and Mark moves on to the fantasy championship game. But enough of that. Let's talk about our stardom, our sit 'em, our pick 'em. Justin, who are we starting this week for the championship?
Unconventional one. It's not a quarterback. It's not a receiver. It's not even a running back. It's not even a tight end. It's a kicker. Who's the kicker? Dicker the kicker.
Oh,
I'm playing against him. So here's some advice. Dicker got put up like a 20 bomb last week. He did. He put up like 22. That's really good. They're playing that Broncos defense is shaky. So they just have to get into the Dicker range, and then he could kick it. He could get another 20 bomb, maybe. But Dicker's like position rank 10. I think he's a play there. But hopefully he's not watching this video.
Yeah, hopefully. I won't tell him. But that's a good one. A kicker. Giving some kickers some love. Like to see it.
Got to.
So
players do.
I'm going to go the traditional route. I'm going to pick either a quarterback, running back, or receiver. I'm going to go the receiver route, though. This guy would be a flex play. He would not be a receiver 1, would not be a receiver 2. He's on the Dallas Cowboys, and he's not CeeDee Lamb. He would be the veteran Brandon Cooks. So he's got a nice little matchup with the Lions. KJ Osborne, he popped off against the Lions last week. So I expect big things out of Brandon Cooks and company. The Cowboys are trying to get the job done and, trying to stay afloat in the NFC race. And I think Brandon Cooks will be a reason why they will potentially win that game if they do. So, yeah, make sure Brandon Cooks is in your lineups, especially if you're in the championship game, and put him in the flex because he's not a starting receiver 1 or 2 because you probably have better receivers than him. So I would start Brandon Cooks against the Lions because I think he'll get at least 1 touchdown against those pesky Detroit Lions. So, yeah.
Do it, Matthew. Start him.
Start him. If you're watching. We'll see. Now, let's segue to our sit-ems. So I'll give it to Justin. I'll give the floor to Justin. Who we sitting this week for the championship round?
Let's start back to traditional. I'm going with Tua. I think you said Tua here. I know their offense is legit. They got Tyreek Hill there. Jalen Waddle's questionable. They got players. I know, but that's just it. Is Waddle playing? Is Mostert playing? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't cover the Miami Dolphins. I don't know. I think that could pose a problem for Tua. If it allows the Ravens defense to just take away Tyreek from him. So what's he gonna do? Turn the ball over. Turn it over to Kyle Hamilton. Turn it over to Marlon Humphrey. Just give them the ball for my defense, please. Please, Tua.
So sit them, and like who should they pick someone up off the waivers, or should they just start their backup quarterback? We don't know their situation, I guess. So.
Don't pick up Russ. He's benched.
Yeah. Make sure you don't start Russ this week.
Mark had Russ. Maybe like a Matt Stafford against New York.
That's another thing. Mark had Russ, and he can't even start him for the championship game. I don't know how many other people are in that same situation, but that's just unfortunate because Russ has been balling, has been a top 10 fantasy quarterback all year. But enough of that. Let's talk about my sit-em. And this is a receiver that has been balling out this year, but he did get an injury and did not play last week. He got the injury the previous week. And this is receiver 1 for the Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase versus Kansas City. If he's playing this week, don't start him, man. I feel like he won't be 100%, and he won't be that great. Playing a tough environment in Arrowhead, going against the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't trust it. And Jake Browning, he's been decent so far, taking over for Joe Burrow, but I just don't feel like Jamar Chase will get involved, and he will be a sit this week. Has to be better receivers on your team if you got him on your team. I feel like there's other players that you could start over him if you're in the championship round. So I suggest sit him and don't start him this week in your championship rounds. What do you think about that, Justin? You think that's a little questionable?
I think I think it's questionable, but I know the team you're referring to. He also has his receivers are already loaded as it is, and he has Saquon in the flex, so he can afford to. But if you're in the position where you're not sure to start him, and if you're in a situation where do I play Brandon Cooks over Jamar Chase? No, you play Jamar Chase. Come on, if he's going,
Oh,
play Jamar
Brandon
Chase.
Cooks.
You got to. You said if you have a better receiver than Brandon Cooks,
Brandon
Jamar
Cooks has
Chase.
a better. He will. All right, I'll make this bold prediction. Brandon Cooks will outperform Jamar Chase this weekend. So that's my bold prediction. Well, and then
Nah,
we'll talk about it. Was it a good
no,
prediction? We will see.
no,
We will
no,
see.
no.
And we don't even know if Jamar Chase is playing for this game. So that's another reason why we don't know. It's up in the air. So just sit him. Just sit him.
Mark
All
can
right,
afford to, but other teams might not be able to. So
that is true. It depends how you
he
GM
is
your
a top
team.
5 receiver. You gotta play them, even though they have a backup quarterback and they're playing a good defense.
Well, that's why I'm not in the playoffs or anymore. That's why I got eliminated. It's because I didn't make the right decisions at the end of the day. But yeah, so that's what I think. I would sit them. But if if you're desperate, you need to start them. Then start them according to Justin. All right, Justin, tell me your pick 'em. I want to know who I could pick up this week because there's a lot of players that got hurt, or I just need a spark for my championship run. Who do I
Sure.
pick up?
If you're thin at tight end, I would. He's available in our league, Steve. I would go with Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry
Ooh,
is my pickup of the week. Been playing much better. He's like their goal line tight end. They throw it up to him. He gets the touchdowns. He scores touchdowns, man. He has 2 weeks of 19 points, I believe. So he's been balling. He's been playing well.
I
Been
thought he
playing.
didn't play last week.
Did he not play last week?
No, because
Well, the week
I
before he had 19.
I had him on my team. I had him rostered for my game last week, and I couldn't start him because he was ruled out. So I dropped him. So
Uh,
I don't think that's true.
are you doing it anyway? He has 19 when he's played the past 2 times.
When he's healthy.
Yes, and he's available. If he's available in your league, you grab him. All right? Grab him. New England tight end, Hunter Henry. Position rank 15. If you need a tight end, yes, he missed last week. You are right. But the weeks before, he had 19 and 19.6 against Pittsburgh and Kansas City. So I would consider it.
Okay. All right. Now, my pick'em is a guy that I think will get some more playing time because of an injury that just happened this past weekend, and that is KJ Osborne, and he's going up against the Packers this week. I feel like if you're in desperate need of a flex candidate, I would go scoop up KJ Osborne because I believe Jordan Addison did get hurt in last week's matchup, and they don't know if he's
Oh,
good to go this week. And he looked pretty solid last week. He was balling, and he was a great slot guy for him. So if you're desperate, you need a receiver, I would go scoop up KJ Osborne. He's playing the Packers. They don't have Jareer Alexander, so like their corners, I don't know how well they're gonna be. And Nick Mullins, he was doing pretty well. Had some turnovers, but like he was finding like everyone on the field, all of their playmakers last week. So he's getting everyone involved. I expect KJ Osborne to get some targets, and he might even get a touchdown. Who knows? But if you're in desperate need, you need a flex guy. KJ Osborne, he's the man because Jordan Addison is most likely going to be out of the lineup. So I would pick up KJ Osborne for
but you
your
picked the Packers to
championship
win,
run.
though.
I, KJ Osborne will still get the ball. Packers will still win, but KJ Osborne
Oh,
will still get the ball.
but KJ Osborne scores. That means they must win.
That could be the only touchdown of the game. We don't know.
I don't know. That's why we watch football.
That's why we watch it. So yeah, I think that's it. That you like that pickup though? What would you think of that?
Dude, that was your best call of the week. That was your best
So
one.
my stardom was and my situm was like what the hell, and then my pickup. Oh my god, that's amazing. So I already picked up KJ Osborne this week, so I already did it. That's
So you're
why.
patting yourself on the back.
Yeah, man.
But
I
like you
already,
said, you've been making wrong calls. So we'll
yeah,
see what
we'll
this like.
see. You got to take our advice with caution. because we're both not in the championship. But Justin was this close, as we talked about previously in the beginning of the video. But yeah, we're gonna end the video off there. Good luck to everyone in their fantasy championship games. If you made it that far, if you didn't, we're gonna be back next season. We're gonna talk about all the stuff you got to do to prep for your fantasy team next year, and we'll talk about the fantasy championship recap. We'll talk about that. That'll be a nice little video, and then we'll end our fantasy advice series until next season. But with that being said, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like Justin said in the previous video, like I said in the video before that, we got Facebook. Go check it out. It's got all our posts on there that we post on Instagram and all our reels as well. And it's for the older audience. So, like, if you're older and you're on Facebook, give it a like the page, share it to your family and friends, because we're on Facebook, baby. It's amazing. Go check it out in the link tree down below. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. We got everything. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Go check us out. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys later. BenchWire
Out.